Okay, so we're back, and we were reading chapter 3 of Ortega y Gasset's Man and People, and he had just made the distinction between um, Aristotle, Aristotelian, and Cartesian philosophy, and that in the Cartesian philosophy, which he identifies with the idealists, um, man was taken, man as a thinker, as thought, as consciousness, was taken to be the primary reality. Whereas in Aristotle, things are taken to be the primary reality. And so Ortega is going to continue on from he's going to sort of attack both sides very briefly and give his position as to why we should start from the idea that man and not things, but man not as a thinker, but as an actor, and the world not as things but as like as matters of concern are really the one primary reality from which we have to depart for philosophy to go beyond these thinkers. And he says if the others were idealists like Descartes and all of them, Aristotle and his disciples are realists. But to us it appears that since but to us, he says, it appears that since, although he is said to possess reason, to be a rational animal, the Aristotelian man, even when he is a philosopher, does not explain why he possesses reason, why there is in the universe someone who possesses reason. It follows that he does not give any reason for this enormous accident, whence it follows again that he is without reason. It is obvious that an intelligent being who does not understand why he is intelligent is not intelligent. His intelligence is only presumptive. To take one's stand beyond, or if you prefer to put it in the other way around, on the hither side, ahead of Descartes and Aristotle, is not to abandon them or to disdain their authority. It is the very reverse. Only he who has absorbed them both and has them both within him can escape from them. But this escape does not signify any superiority in respect to their personal genius. So, by setting out from human life as radical reality, then, we take a leap beyond the millennial controversy between idealists and realists, and find that two things are equally real, equally primary in life. They are man and world. Now, he's going to define these two. The world is the net of concerns of importances in which man is willy-nilly entangled. And man is the being who willy-nilly finds himself fated to swim in the sea of concerns and irremediably obliged to find all of this important. The reason is that life is of import to itself. So again, he says the reason for all this is that life is something which is of import to itself, matters to itself. Nay, more, life finally consists in nothing but mattering to itself. And in this sense, we should say, with all terminological formality, that life is what matters. That's what life is. Hence, the world in which it has to run its course, to be, consists in a system of importances, concerns, or pragmata. That's the Greek word pragmata. The world, or circumstance, we said, is thus an immense pragmatic reality, not a reality made up of things. Things, in present-day parlance, means anything that has its being by and in itself, hence, that is independent of us. But the components of the vital world, of the life world, are only those that are for and in my life, not for themselves and in themselves. They are, says that the components or things of reality are only as facilities and difficulties, as advantages and disadvantages, whereby the I that each one of us is can succeed in being. The things are, then, in effect, instruments, utensils, chattels, means that serve me. Their being is a being for my ends, for my aspirations, needs. Or else they prove to be obstacles, lacks, impediments, limitations, privations, stumbling blocks, obstructions, reefs, quagmires. And for reasons that we shall see later, being things, sensu stricto, or in the strict sense, is something that comes afterwards, something secondary and in any case highly questionable. But since our language has no word that adequately expresses what things are for us in our life, I shall continue using the term things so that we may understand one another with the fewest possible lexiological innovations. So what he wants to do is to investigate the structure and the contents of the world and man in it, these equiprimordial realities, which are man and world. Aristotle had stressed world or things, and Descartes as man as a thinker. And he wants to say, no, it's both and not both at the same time. It's not things, it's things. Things are things that, we say thing as a thing that just exists in itself, as just a bare, mere thing, but that stands before us. But what things are originally for us are imbued, are things that matter to us, and only secondarily, only after that, do we say that they are things. They're first of all, primarily, the primary reality is as having importance for us, and practical importance that allows us to be, or something we have to some kind of an obstruction we have to, or lack we have to get over in order to be. And first of all, it's not man as thinker that is the primary reality, but man as an actor, as a doer, as someone who has to take responsibility for their own personal life, in the context of the circumstances in which he finds himself. All right.